All right. So we lay down onto our backs. If you would, go ahead and bend your knees. Put the soles of your feet near the edges of the mat. And then just really super slowly start to move your legs side to side like windshield wipers. I want you to go really slow. Like some of you are just like whipping them across, like you're on like fast speed. But like what if they were on like the slowest with the delay? So they kind of sweep across the windshield, but then they stay for a second. And then they slowly sweep across, and then they stay for a second on the other side. I think some of you don't drive cars. Right? Like sweep across the windshield and pause. So just like feel what's happening in the internal and external rotation of the hips. You're not forcing them to the floor, but you are trying to get them into the full range of motion. And what I really want to happen in this moment is for you to cultivate some sensitivity and some awareness to what's going on in the pelvis and in the hips. And then the next time you get to the right, just hold it. Remember, the feet are at the edges. They're nice and wide apart. And then when you get to the right side, you're just going to stay. You want to be careful also that the knees aren't too bent. Just want the angles to be kind of soft. And then what does it feel like to really surrender? Like to imagine deep inside the hip sockets that there's no gripping or holding in any of that tissue. Be wide apart. Come on, all the way to the edge. All the way to the edge. Yeah. And then I'd like you to sweep both arms up over the head. Just making a little bit more space for the ribs to expand while you're breathing. And everything today is going to be about like tuning in to the subtleties. Can you feel movement at the bottom of the rib cage? Now I would like for you to keep the right arm up where it is. But start to bring the left arm all the way out and down. And as it comes down, turn it over so the palm is facing down. And then bend the elbow and slip your hand and your wrist under your back. Slide it in as far as you want to. Hi, Leslie. Welcome, my love. Can you see where we're at? It was conscious rest with knees to the right, right arm up, and left arm slipped into the space under your back. And depending on your shoulder, you might be able to get your left fingers to poke out the right side of your waist. If you can go in and under there all the way. And you might not. So if you try and it feels like a pain in the neck, literally, or a pain in the shoulder, like just don't do it. So just like we're internally and externally rotating the legs, we're doing the same. We have one arm in internal rotation, one in external, one in flexion, one in extension. And so we're just going to let the joints be for a moment. And as you settle into the pose, I want you to really settle into your breath. And of course, our attention always goes to the major movements in each shape and each form. But I'd like you to expand your awareness, your consciousness beyond the obvious. So go beyond your hips and your shoulders. Draw your attention to the full length of your spine, to the movement of your skin, to maybe to the knees or wherever there might be other sensation. See if you can soften there. With every exhalation, you have an opportunity to relax a little more deeply. So if you're gripping or holding in any way, like maybe if one of your heels is up or your toes are clenching, maybe you can let that down. And start to feel the weight of your legs. Even the subtle movement of breath down in the pelvic cavity. I'm just going to work our way up through the abdominal cavity. Just really noticing the lungs inflate and deflate. And then feel how differently the breath feels in each of your shoulders. Start to soften the throat, the jaw, the face, and surrender the weight of your head so you can get a softness through your neck, the back of your neck. We're going to take one more breath here, just a really long, slow, deep breath. With an open mouth, exhale. And then start sliding that left arm out. And as it comes out, turn the palm to face up. You can say it. Yeah, and then bring your right arm down so it kind of mirrors what the left one is doing. And then come back to that really slow and gentle windshield wiper. So we're going to move through the transition as opposed to coming back to stillness. And so motion is lotion, right? When we move the hip joint, we actually create a little bit of fluidity. And you go slow because, like I said at the beginning, today is about sensitivity. Make sure your feet are wide. Feet need to be at the edges of the mat. You need to give yourself space here. Otherwise, the knees get compressed and the hips don't have the same level of fluidity. So be generous with the space and be sensitive with the movement. You go a few times to each side, maybe with a little pause. And then eventually you'll find your way over to your left side and you'll stay. Martin, bend your knees a little more for me and just widen them. Yeah, and now drop them left. There you go. And so we can sweep both arms up so you can just get a moment to take advantage of that spreading of the rib cage, the widening of the diaphragm, just a little bit of space around the abdominal wall. And just notice how the breath moves for a moment. Breathe into the armpit chest and breathe into the fullness and the freedom that you have up around the collarbones and the shoulder blades. And then notice how that changes as that right arm starts to sweep down. We turn the palm to face down, the elbow bends, and we slip it in under the small of the back. And up to you how far under there you go. Some of our shoulders don't really like that position. The rotator cuff is not always so happy in that position. And so you don't have to force it. And some of you have your whole hand sticking out the left side, you know? And that could be that you have long arms and a short waist, right? And it also could be the rotation in the shoulder joint. So nothing to judge there. Just do what feels right in your own body. And if you know that your shoulders speak to you from time to time in different positions, you want to be really sensitive to how you move them so that the movements become healing rather than aggravating to the tissue. And part of the magic is in your ability to find that place of deep relaxation and rest. Start to notice the breath rolling across the upper palate on the inhalation. And then we move down from the head through the jaw, and the throat and the neck. Just feeling the freedom of the movement through the shoulders, even though each shoulder feels a little bit different. We breathe through the rib cage and the lungs. And look for some movement in the belly. The breath can expand you from the inside. We start to notice how the breath moves into the pelvis. Surrender into the weight of the legs and the heaviness at the feet. And just take that one long, slow, deep breath that expands all of the places. Open your mouth, let it out with a little sigh. And then we'll start to slip the right hand out. And as it comes out, just turn the palm over, let it rest. And let the left arm down so it mirrors what the right one is doing. And again, if you would, just slowly windshield wiper your way through that sensation. Yeah, belly in as you make the transitions. Get some support. Pelvic floor support can be really helpful here. And it also If you're feeling like there's a fluidity and you don't need it, then you disengage that. Right. It depends if you have sensitivity in the SI joint, in the hip sockets, or in the lower lumbar and sacral area, then you might want a little bit of inner tone when you make the movements. But if you feel like you're moving fluidly, you can kind of soften all of it and just let it flow. So in every scenario, we always take care of ourselves. And then the next time you find center, go ahead and bring your knees up and into the belly. Give yourself a little squeeze. Yeah, I hear that. You guys feeling a little stiff? Yeah, all right. So legs really close together. Squeeze them right up into the midline, like knees to chest. As the tailbone comes off the mat, lift your head, neck, and shoulders off the mat. Tuck your chin and draw head to knees. That's good. And then lay the head back down. Press your tailbone flat, but open your knees wide. Separate the knees, one hand on each knee. Yeah, the feet can be just relaxed and hanging there. But just keep the tailbone down and keep the back of your head down. Just let the legs be wide. So you're holding one knee in each hand. We're not in Supta Baddha Konasana. Feet are off the ground. Yeah. So they're wide, but the feet are kind of dangling there. And we're really attentive to the tailbone flat and the back of the head down. And really think about that. Are you letting your feet dangle? Some of you are holding your feet in the air. Like, let that go. Feet dangle. That's it. Now just pull the right knee up a little bit toward the armpit and then let it go. Then pull the left one up toward the armpit and let it go. And just do that like alternating, right knee, left knee, and let the pelvis move kind of like side to side. Rock the pelvis. Yeah. And so it's a little bit of deep flexion, one side at a time. That's it. And then give both knees another squeeze. When you're ready to let them go, we just let the soles of the feet return to the mat. And then put the soles of your feet together, let your knees drop open. So here's Supta Baddha Konasana. And of course, if you have props that you grabbed and you need to support the lower leg so that we don't overexploit the groins or the pectineus muscle, anything that's going on in the inside, or so that there isn't any compression on the outer hip. Which one? Just that side? So it goes this way. Yeah, go ahead, lay down. Is that better? Yeah. And if the props really aren't anywhere near you, I'll be happy to place them for you. Just try this. I could go even a little bit lower, but so that the edge of the block doesn't cut into you, you use the curve on the lower leg. Yeah. All right, let's take both arms up. Soften your fingers, soften the shoulder. We start there so that we can access the upper lungs and that we can get the fullness and the beauty and the abundance of the breath. Okay. This one even doesn't have to be as much, but I don't want them to be so off balance. Yeah. Good. You're welcome. All right, we're going to bend the elbows so that our arms come down and out into goddess position, like a goalpost, you know? The elbows should be in line with the shoulder and the palms would be facing up. Yeah. Yep. So a little bend at the elbows. Goddess arms. Look, take a look. Yeah. Again, just an interesting positioning. The shoulder joint is complex. It's three bones coming together with a really interesting network of connective tissue so that we can move it in so many different directions. The shoulder blade, the collarbone, and the upper arm bone, which is your humerus. And that network of connective tissue really, really does benefit from simple movements like this. So as we come into the fullness of this shape, we remember to come back to the breath. Let the breath explore and expand into the nooks and crannies, beyond the obvious places. Again, today our awareness is toward the subtleties. So in moments like this, in practices like this, for me, I notice things like how my skin stretches on an inhalation. More than just like watching my breath happen, it's like, what else is happening as I'm breathing? What other movement or sensation can I become aware of in this moment? Fullness of the breath as it hits the tip of my nose on the way in, and then the warmth of the breath as it goes out. Right? The poses are simple so that you have space to expand your awareness, your consciousness deeper into your body and deeper into your own experience. Let's all go ahead and take one more beautiful breath. Open your mouth and let out a sound on the exhalation. And then we'll really gently and carefully draw the arms down first. That will change the way the rib cage is, which will lessen the anterior tilt on the lower spine. So when you pull the legs back in, you have less chance of there being pinching in your lower back. So we pull the belly to the spine and we slowly guide those legs back up. Might not come so easy, but move slowly and sensitively. Plant both feet on the ground and just pause there for a moment. Let it dissipate on its own. Soften deep in the hip socket and deep in the shoulder. Now I'd like you to pull the right knee into the belly. Maybe just the right hand can hold the right knee. And then aim it a little bit more toward your right shoulder. So you're pulling it up toward the body, but a little bit wide. So you're keeping the crease of the hip pretty deep. Yeah. It's not going out wide, wide, wide. It's just coming toward the shoulder. So the upper leg bone, your femur, is in relationship to the torso. Yep. And then tip onto the pinky edge of your left foot and let your left leg drop open. And just notice the space between your knees as it expands and lengthens, right? Can you feel that? That's a nice long line from one knee to the other. So the left leg is in Baddha Konasana and the right one is in like wind release. Yeah. That's it. Now, as you relax here, the space between those knees is going to get bigger, longer. So we relax the left one and maybe we squeeze the right one up and out a little bit more. You can play with how much is enough, but notice that if you really pull on the right one a lot, it lifts the left one up. So you're not actually going further, right? And so again, our subtlety, our awareness goes to paying attention to little things like that. Like feeling the weight of the left leg and the expansion and pulling and widening of the right leg away from each other. Noticing their relationship. And for right now, in this particular moment, let's let the left arm and shoulder rest. And so that is on purpose. And so just because it's not doing anything doesn't mean that it's not part of our awareness. So pay attention to the ease and the rest that's coming through the left shoulder and the left arm, as the right one may be fatiguing a little bit. I like that, Andrea. Sometimes I do the same. Like sometimes instead of my hand on my knee, sometimes I try to wrap my forearm or my elbow around my knee. And again, once you come into the form itself, then we let go a little bit of perfecting the form and we just engage in being in the form. And so that means breath. So there could be pulling along the inseam of either leg or both legs. Make sure that you're not gripping or pulling against that in any way. I'd rather see you support the lower leg with a block or not pull quite as hard, right? I mean, if it's a good amount of pull and you like it, you stay. But if it's causing you to react in a way that tenses up or grips or holds, I would say that you might be too deep. And we're going to just take 3 more breaths here. Now, whenever we go from a really wide expression of the hips into a narrow expression of the hips, you have to remember that your muscles always move at the same pace that you move, but your connective tissue goes a little slower. it's a little denser and it lacks the flexibility and the elasticity that the muscle tissue has. So I'm going to suggest that we come out slowly. Just simply tip the left knee back up. Yeah, you feel that? That's crazy, right? And then when you let go of the right one, I want you to cross the right knee over the left knee. So your legs end up at the midline. Yeah, say it. You got to say it on that one. Yep, so cross knee over knee and let them rest. Yep. Now let's take the arms straight up toward the ceiling. And wrap the right arm over the left arm. Cross over the chest as much as you can. Cross the elbows, cross the arms, and then wrap your hands around to the back side. Let your fingers move toward your shoulder blades. So the hands are not up and over the shoulders, they're around the outside. And then the elbows kind of fall toward the chest. And so we're right knee over left knee. Think about that. Knee over knee. Knee over knee. Yeah. And right arm over left arm, but not over the shoulder. Go around the outside. Now you're left over right. Yep. Yep, exactly. You got it. And we want to make sure that the arms don't feel like they are like up in the throat. So we don't want our hands up and over the shoulders. We want right arm over left arm. And we want to wrap around to the back side. Yeah, like you're just giving yourself a big hug. I know whenever I say that, it feels corny. Like it's not like my language. But I do really enjoy the embrace that your hands can create around the back of the shoulders, like as if you were holding somebody you cared about. Yeah. That human touch. That feeling of literally holding yourself, embracing, right? Hug yourself like you love yourself, I think Deb used to say. I am overdue for a date with Deb. When I start quoting her in class, you know I need to call her up and go out for lunch. So Leslie, make sure you're knee over knee, not ankle over knee. Yeah, there you go. Now, because we're crossed over the midline in the front, I want you to focus a little more on the back side of the body. See if you can feel the breath between the shoulder blades and around the lower back. Just kind of push the breath toward the back side of the body. The weight of the arms on the chest and the crisscross at the front of the hips inhibits a little bit of the space in the front body and offers a really beautiful opportunity for you to breathe and push into the space in the back body. And so again, not the big, gross, obvious things, but the more subtle. Close your eyes and see if you can feel that. This level of navigation in the body actually is just increasing our sensitivity. Our relationship with this body that we live in. Let's go ahead and take one more breath. As you exhale, go ahead and open the arms all the way out wide. Take them almost like the letter Y. Remember YMCA? Like up and wide. Yep, up and wide. Yep. And then uncross your legs and slide them out. So you turn your body into a big letter X. Legs out and down a little bit wide. Yeah. Oh my gosh. How good is that? And then just let it effervesce. Can you feel the shift in energy and circulation? Can you breathe through it? Let the breath be part of it. This is your moment to just feel. There's nothing to do but notice. And then just begin the process of bringing yourself back to a conscious rest. Arms by your sides, knees bent, and feet flat. You can move each limb separately, or you can move the arms and legs in sync with each other. And eventually we come back to that space of neutral. Are we okay? Yeah, it's okay to talk to me. Yeah, it is. All right. And so the left knee is going to draw into the belly. And just make the most of that. As simple as it seems, it's the beginning of something really special, right? And so we want to just take that into consideration. Like just the way we position that left leg is going to matter for the rest of the sequence. So I want you to feel the relationship of the leg bone to the torso, the crease at the hip, your ability to hold it in close to you, close to the waist, but toward the shoulder. And then move your right foot toward the midline. It might be a little wide. Move it toward the midline and then roll on the pinky edge and let the right knee fall open. And then just keep your awareness on the space between the left knee and the right knee. The relationship between the two. Like, watch what happens if you really squeeze the left one. It changes the position of the right one, right? And so see if you can find where there is equal effortlessness. How about that? We want gravity to work on the right one as you work on the left one. We try to match that force with equal measure. And we'll use just the left hand to hold the left leg so the right arm can have an opportunity to absolutely just rest. Just take it down by your side with the palm facing up, just completely neutral position, and let it literally do nothing. And try not to over grip with your left hand. Just a touch could be enough to hold it in place. This one song is always a little louder than the others. Your breath and your presence is where all of the magic is. It's in that development of that relationship with this beautiful body that you get to live in. Watch how it responds, how it reacts, Notice your thoughts about it. Just be all in for the whole ride. Check and make sure there's no clenching or gripping. I think 3 more breaths here will do. So the quality of those breaths are completely up to you. As you complete the third and final breath, you'll start to tip that right knee back up, planting the sole of the foot flat. Take your time with that. And then when you release the left leg, you're crossing left knee over right knee. Yep, just like that, knee over knee. Oh yeah, closing the gap. That was this long, wide line between knees. Now they're together. And then the arms reach high to the ceiling. I'm going to go left over right. Wrap the arms around, squeeze a little over the chest, and then use your fingers just to embrace. Let the fingers kind of like dig in just a little bit. Just check and make sure that your arms aren't creating too much congestion in front of the throat so that you can still breathe freely. And then explore the breath into the back body. And actually, that skill of directing the breath can be really, really valuable. When you have aches and pains, or you have tension or discomfort in the body, being able to direct the breath, like purposefully to undo the knots or the tension from the inside, is like radical self-care. I have been able to breathe away headaches. I've been able to breathe away shoulder pain. And it takes just like time and patience and this ability to direct the breath where I need it, to really excavate and explore where I'm holding or gripping, and then just watching the process of that deep relaxation. And don't get me wrong, I will take an Excedrin if I need to, or an Advil or something, but it's not my first go-to. I know the intelligence of the body is able to restore that homeostasis so that when something is off, if I can trust the process and aid in the process rather than getting in my own way, I think that miracles happen. I think that healing happens. And so it might seem like we are stretching here on the floor today, but what we are actually doing is changing the relationship that we have with this body. Paying attention to the subtleties rather than the big obvious things on the surface. Spending deep quality time inside our own anatomy and feeling how the movements of the body change and shift the energy and the emotional and mental states of being. So we breathe a little bit more toward the back side, mostly because it's going to help you release tension, but also because it's helping you develop skills. Let's just take one more breath here, a really good one. On the exhalation, start to ungrip the fingers. Open the arms up high and nice and wide as if you were making the letter Y. Yeah, say it out loud. Yeah, ah. And then as you begin to uncross the knees, separate the legs and straighten them all the way out and down toward the corners of the mat. Just releasing all the way out. And just let it be for a moment. Let's enjoy one breath a little bigger, a little deeper than all of the others. Just expanding in under the armpit, down into the pelvis, the whole body, skin stretch and all. And then open mouth. And we'll bring our arms down and our knees bend so we return to that conscious resting pose. And I'd like you to cross your right ankle onto your left knee. So a little space between the legs this time. But we're going to tip it over to the left side. The left foot goes down, the left knee kind of stays up. You can put it on a prop or you can put it to the floor. And then this time when the arms go up, we're going to bend the elbows and grab opposite elbows over the head. Best you can. Not everybody's proportions allow for that. And so we want to make sure that the right foot made it to the floor. The right foot is flat, but the left one drops. Remember there was a space between the legs when we started that position? Remember it was ankle to knee, not knee to knee. Yeah, that's it. So this one goes flat on the floor. Just right here. Yep, just like that. Yeah, you got it? Okay. And so what is being exposed in this particular pose? What new area did you explore here? And can you put the breath there? What new subtle thing can you notice in this moment? Let's take one more breath here. And then make the connection between your ankle and your knee strong so you can tip that back up to center in the same shape. And then bring your arms down by your sides. And we're going to lift the left leg off the ground and hug it in. The right arm can reach through the hole in the legs. You grab the back of your left leg and again, hug, squeeze, or, pull as much as you feel you want to. If holding that leg feels like a lot, we can stack some props on the floor in front of you and you can rest the left foot on something rather than having to hold it up. That was brilliant, Michael. Want to, Carol? Here. What's that? Is that enough? Okay. And once you find that form and shape of the pose, go back to the breathing and see what kind of things you notice. Are your shoulders shrugging up into the neck? Are you overusing them? Could you just relax them down? Lift up a little more. Okay. Just allow that breath to be smooth so it sends a message to the nervous system that you are okay. Just rest it here. You don't have to pull, you can let go of the arms if you want. Yeah, how's that? There's the ease. Find the space. Send the breath to it. Now for this last 3 breaths, I want you to just let go of your arms. Just let your arms come down and rest on the floor. The legs will stay where they are. You don't have to put the legs down. Just let them stay there and breathe. A couple more breaths. And on one of your exhalations, you're going to slowly lower that left foot down. Keep the belly firm. If I put props in front of you, just kind of kick them away. Yeah. And then we'll uncross that right leg, put the right foot flat, and take both legs straight down for a moment. And maybe put a little smile on your face. And you can smile because it's over, or you could smile because it happened. It's a good way to look at who you are now in this moment. and just allowing that precious time. No rush at all, but start to bend your knees and plant the soles of your feet back onto your mat. And we'll cross the left ankle onto the right knee. This started with a tilt over to the right. So it's left ankle, right knee. And we tip it over to the right till the sole of the left foot finds the ground. And if finding the floor feels way too far, you put a prop underneath the foot. There you go. And the arms are going to go up overhead, grabbing opposite elbows, and do it and then switch the arms. Because I know you went to your default. Yeah. And then what is there to discover in this particular shape or form? Not necessarily if you like it or you don't like it, but what do you feel? Stay in the truth rather than an opinion or judgment. What is it about the mild twist or the positioning of the hip? Is there some subtlety that may have gotten by you that all of a sudden is now apparent to you? So, what goes on the bottom? How's that? Okay. Yeah. Every time you've changed your arm position, the breath probably felt different. So many of the accessory muscles for breathing, like the scalenes or the pec minor, they're all affected by the different positioning of the shoulder, even the spreading of the ribs when the arms come up. So there's like just so many subtleties for you to tune into. So many little places that you can travel that for the rest of today you probably won't notice. Go ahead and give this 3 more breaths. And then make sure that that relationship between the left ankle and the right knee is solid, so you can, in one piece, bring the legs back up to center. Once you've recentered, you'll bring the arms down slowly and lift the right foot off the mat. You can place it on a stack of props. I'm coming. Pick it up a little bit for me. Yep, now you can put it. How's that? Yeah, put the 2 blocks under and then yeah. And if anyone would prefer to have props under their foot, but they don't have them nearby, just tell me and I'll stack them up for you. Otherwise, we just hold on to the right leg. But make sure that the way you're holding your leg isn't like a affecting your neck. So I'm going to put a little support under here for you so that your shoulders can be a little more relaxed. We don't want to strain the back of the neck or flatten the cervical curve. You want the back of your head to actually be able to rest heavy. If you're jamming your chin to your chest, you flatten the curve, but we want to keep the curve of the back of the neck like in its natural form. So be careful when you're overusing the arms. Sometimes it affects the jaw. And that whole region can be tighter than it needs to be. And I think you'll notice that if you're pulling the legs in, that once the legs are in place, they don't really need that much support. You don't have to hold or grip them so tight. So last, make sure there's a space between the legs here. It's left ankle on right knee, and your arm goes through the hole in the legs. Yeah, now hug it in. Better. Let go of the left leg. The left leg is supposed to be this way. Yeah, so this is the one that pulls toward you, but it makes this part stretch. Yeah. I'll stay. And then it's uncanny how the legs will stay. So just kind of like release your hands from the situation and like just let the legs be where they are. We'll take 3 breaths there. Just no holding, no gripping. Yeah. And then make sure that you're using an exhale to really gently and slowly put the right foot back down onto the mat. And once that foot is down, you can uncross. We return to that conscious resting pose. Just be there for a moment. Just keep it simple and stay with your breath. And then we'll draw the knees into the belly. Keep the legs there, but open the arms like a T. And come into a spinal twist to the right. Just guiding the hips and the legs over to the right side as you turn your gaze out to the left side. And then don't try to make more of that than it is. Just like sort of let the body be. Let the form and the shape of the pose be the work. Try not to squeeze your legs together. If they want to separate, let them separate. Make sure the right leg is resting on the floor. Yeah, that's it. No tension. No squeeze, no grip, no hold. Focus your breath to the central channel of your body. And watch how there is a little bit of freedom of movement up and down the spine with every breath that you take. No muscular energy, no contraction or push or pull, but a conscious melting. We melt the inner form and the outer form in this particular moment. Soften the facial expression. the process of letting go. Just like we need to know how to let go, we also need to know how to engage just enough. So as you make your transition to the other side, the belly comes to the spine. You might press into your arms. You draw the knees up and through the center, rolling over the lower back. Just creating that little bit of like a massage as you roll your hips and your legs over to the left. And then again, you practice the softening. There is nothing right or wrong about this pose. It's just all about softening. Can you get the breath to move? You're welcome. A little more freely. Can you notice the places that you tend to grip or hold? Start to process and let go of some of that tension. Feel yourself like melt like butter, right? And again, just like we know how to let go and to melt, we also know just how much to pull it together to safely transition back to the center. Draw your knees back in, your arms back in. If you have any movement that is needed right now, like a knees to belly squeeze or a bridge or whatever kind of movement, an adjustment in the pelvis, you take it and then lay yourself out for your final resting pose, our sacred rest, the stillness and the silence of Shavasana. Whoop, as I say silence, boom. It's okay, it happens. I'd rather hear the sound of metal bottles than single-use plastics. And so the concept of holding muscle tension or releasing muscle tension is something easy to grasp. But throughout this practice, I have asked you to bring your awareness and your consciousness into your body. And now I'm going to ask you to stop and let that go. To no longer overthink or explore or seek information or insight, but to let the mind rest as you let the body rest. The true essence of surrender is to let it all go. To trust the process and to be still. Begin to make a connection between your mind and your breath. And let the breath begin your awakening. One breath at a time, we come back into our bodies. And you can slowly stretch or move, vocalize, breathe, whatever aspects of you begin to awaken, but then eventually pull them all together and we'll come up and sit together for a moment. So nice to have you here today. Don't usually get you during the day. It's good. And so we sit up tall with the intention of like holding ourselves upright with like, I don't know, self-respect, self-esteem. We hold our heads high, we lift our hearts up, and we sustain that and hold that from that inner tone, not from the outer body being hardened. I think sometimes we think if we just like then we get to go, right? But how nice would it be if we could stay soft in the outer shell and just feel just enough support inside to hold ourselves the way we want to? Be a nice way to be in the world. I'd much rather be around people that have like a sense of self and a softness about their outer form, right? I meet armor all the time. Not so much in yoga, not in this room. But when I get out of here, there's a big contrast in the way people's eyes look and their shoulders look and their faces look. I think if we all made an effort to take our yoga outside of this room and into our community, everyone would benefit, us and them, you know? So let's make a commitment today that we're going to try. We will be soft in the heart, soft in the eyes, less judgmental, more sensitive. See what happens. And get back to me. Tell me about your experience. Yeah. You know how to find me in this room or, on all the socials, on all the different ways. Most of you even have my phone number. I am accessible because I know how to create boundaries. I won't call you back if I can't talk, you know? Let's bring our hands together, pull them right into the heart space, and together we'll create the beautiful and sacred sound of Om. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, perfect peace. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May the actions of my life and all of our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and that freedom for all. So there may be a day on this earth where we all walk unarmored, knowing peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste.